Have you ever wondered how much easier your life would be if you had that six-pack? If you had a chiseled jawline, or if you could add a couple inches to your height? Imagine all the chicks you could get with a physique like that. Now get rid of all those fantasies and keep watching to find out how an average guy like you can score the girl of your dreams without any of those things. It's Jackie May with the Attractive Man Team, and today I'm gonna reveal how you can score the girl of your dreams if you're, well, less than average looking. So you didn't win the genetic lottery. That's okay, because the reality of it is, most girls don't put looks at the top of their criteria list anyways. In fact, a guy can go from just average to pretty cute based on his personality. The main reason behind this is because, evolutionarily speaking, women are attracted to certain characteristics that will promote the development of healthy offspring. Good looks are just one way to show off your good genes. However, there's many others. For instance, one of my first relationships was with a guy who, well, according to society's standards, was less than average looking. I mean, he was a little bit chubby and was considerably shorter than me, to the point where I had to make sure I didn't wear heels around him, otherwise I would completely overbear him. Some of my friends who didn't know him would question why I was dating him, but the reality of it was he had certain characteristics that made him desirable, which ultimately diminished the importance of his looks. Now, don't get me wrong, looks matter. However, it isn't the most important characteristic trait for women when searching for a mate. In fact, personality has a much greater effect on how a woman will perceive a man as opposed to how a male will perceive a woman. And in other words, women care less about looks than men do. That being said, the key here is accentuating the internal characteristics you can change as opposed to just staying fixated on the unchangeable external characteristics you have. Well, good news for you, I'm gonna count down the top 5 qualities that you need to master in order to become irresistible regardless of your looks. Alright guys, before we get started, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below, hit that bell notification icon, and if you'd like to see more of me, check out my Instagram, it'll be listed down below. Alright, for number 5, we're gonna start off with the basics and talk about physical characteristics that you actually can change. Obviously, some things like body build, height, and facial structure aren't necessarily things that you can alter. However, there are some easy fixes for some other physical characteristics that you guys can change. For example, if you have yellow teeth, get some whitening strips, or if that's too expensive, look into a concoction online that'll help whiten your teeth for cheap. If you have acne, get an acne treatment or look into the root cause of it and try to avoid or eliminate it completely. Make sure your personal hygiene is up to date so you don't smell like a trash can. And lastly, look into your personal style. If you're still wearing that Aeropostale shirt that you graduated high school with, congratulations, you found the root cause of all your dating issues. Look online for some fashion blogs or watch some videos on YouTube. We have some on this channel, by the way, that'll help you look more mature and put together. Alright, moving on to number 4, we're going to be talking about developing a deep, strong voice. Now, this is one of the easiest things that you can do in order to become more desired by women. It's actually found that women prefer lower voices, whereas men prefer higher voices. The main reason behind this is because a higher voice is caused by higher levels of estrogen, which is the feminine hormone.
Hi, I'm Matt.
Whereas lower voices are caused by higher levels of testosterone, which is the male hormone.
Hi, I'm Matt.
It is this feminine-masculine polarity that brings the two sides of the spectrum together. Therefore, if you fail to develop a deep, strong voice, you may subconsciously signal to that girl that you're weak, more feminine, and ultimately completely turn her off. Additionally, a deeper voice may signal to others that you're more likable and competent. There was a study that took 125 participants and asked them to rate 2 versions of a voice based on a variety of elements, such as trustworthiness, intelligence, and dominance. It was found at the end of the study that the majority of participants favored the deeper voice on all levels. This is why many politicians, news anchors, television hosts, and other television personnel speak in a lower register in order to be perceived well by an audience. Use this information in your own life in order to become more likable and competent to that girl that you're trying to date. Alright, you guys, moving on to number 3, you guys need to be able to perform altruistic behaviors. An altruistic behavior is an act or undertaking that puts the welfare of others before one's own. When I think of an altruistic behavior, my mind immediately goes to Jack from the television show This Is Us, who saves his whole family from a house fire and then immediately goes back in to save their beloved dog. Now, I'm not saying that you guys have to, put your life in danger like that, because there are some easy things that you guys can do on a daily basis that'll make you seem more altruistic that are far less life-threatening. For example, open the doors for people, pick up the tab at dinner every once in a while, hold her hand or pull out her chair for dinner. These are things that ideally both parties in a relationship should do for each other. However, it's going to be valued more by a woman as opposed to a man because it gives that woman a sense of safety when she's with you, which, coming from personal experience, is one of the best feelings that a woman can get when she's hanging out with a guy. Alright, moving on to number 2, we're going to be talking about money. Yes, you're going to have some sort of income when dating girls because, who wants to date a guy who still lives in his parents' basement? But this is usually where guys get it all wrong. You don't have to be Daddy Warbucks or the next Bill Gates in order to secure that high-quality woman. For some reason, guys think that having a plethora of money is going to solve all their dating problems and that girls will just magically flock to them. When in reality, you can be the richest man on this planet, but if you have a shitty personality, I'm not going to date you. That being said, the key here is generating some sort of sustainable income to where you can provide for yourself, that girl, and possibly a potential family down the line. This is important because girls value security. If you make some sort of sustainable income, it will give that girl a sense of security and knowing that you can contribute to the overall economic prosperity of your relationship. Alright you guys, ending off this video with number 1, we have work on your charisma. This is arguably the most important characteristic trait, especially for you boys who are lacking in the looks department. Looks fade over time, but no one can deny how someone makes them feel. That being said, work on communicating with people and winning them over. This is something that the unattractive guy I mentioned in the beginning of this video did really well. We could be anywhere and he could win anyone over. The key to his charisma was his comical side. I remember one time we were on our way to a party and we were completely lost. Even though he was making wrong turns left and right, I was still having the time of my life, to the point where I was having more fun in that car ride than I did at the actual party. If you boys are severely lacking in this category, go out more on the weekends. Strike up random conversations with strangers when you're out running errands on the weekdays. Make that conversation last a little bit longer with your waiter or waitress. Nothing comes easily without a little bit of practice. Charisma doesn't just rely on conversations though. It also relies on your gestures and emotional expressiveness as well. A specific way that you can do this is with postural expansiveness, which means expanding your body in a physical space. Researchers looked at people's preference when using online dating apps such as Tinder and found that people were 2 times as likely to choose a mate whose pictures displayed this postural expansiveness, possibly because it signaled that they were higher status. This is something easy that you guys can embody in your own life in order to give you a more charismatic aura. In order to make this a little bit easier for you guys, I have your free conversation cheat sheet listed in the description box below. This easy to read guide is going to amplify your charisma levels and ultimately help you secure the girl of your dreams. Don't forget to check it out after this video. Alright you guys, that's gonna conclude this video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the bell notification icon, and check out your free conversation cheat sheet listed in the description box below. Until next time, bye!